Um, Hi. I don't really know how to start this. Um, okay. Dear future wife or husband, I. No, that's not it. I don't know what you will be. Okay, again. Dear future spouse. Yeah, that works better. Dear future spouse. What I'm about to say is gonna be cliche, but it is true. And it is very serious. Because that you're listening to this right now is very, very bad news. It means that something has happened to me. I might have disappeared, I may be arrested or kidnapped, or worse, I could be dead. Either way, this tape will be the explanation on the whole situation. It is important that you are alone while listening to this. Make sure that no one else can hear you, okay, baby? I assume that you now listen to this in a safe place. I have to keep this message short, I don't have all the time in the world right now. If I have to say it in one sentence, it will be this. I have a secret job and it's about to come bite my ass. I'm trying to cover my ass as we're speaking, though I know that my past will always follow me no matter where I go. I've got to get to the point. I'm an assassin. I get rid of people for money. I do not only get rid of people, I can also be hired to get rid of information. I started off as an assassin that solely worked with human targets. To me it was easy money. Because honestly, I really don't feel remorse or emotions. I don't really feel anything at all, actually. You know, when I was younger, we were always taught about emotions. We learned what a certain emotion was, how it felt, and what it was labeled as. And I never could relate to that because I didn't feel it. A couple years later, I learned that some people don't really feel emotions. And I found out that was me. This lack of emotion also made that I don't really care if I hurt people. Sometimes it's a bad thing, but when it came to my job, it was a good thing. When I get a human target to dispose of, I know that there was a reason that they have to go. I don't question it, and I do not really care about it, honestly. Call me broken, call me twisted, I don't care. I do still take a liking on certain people, one of which was you, or is you, because otherwise you wouldn't be listening to this tape. I killed my first victim when I was 16. I was inexperienced with being an assassin, but someone offered me $500 to do it. To a 16-year-old, that's a lot of money. I got one night of work and I got $500 for it. The easiest money I've ever made in my life. In the beginning, I got a target maybe once a month, and later I started to get them every week. And when I grew and was done with school, it was my daily job. When I met you, the chances are very big that I lied to you about my job. I probably told you that I did something else than being an assassin, and that I got a reason for the amount of money that I got. I feel that you're so gonna hate me after you're done listening to this. I can feel it already. Please know that I always wanted to start a family with someone. I may not experience love in the way that you do, but I still want a family. And I don't know if we have kids or pets or if it's just us, but I still want to take care of it all. Anyway, I still need to tell you the important part. Like I said, I'm an assassin that deals with human targets. If someone found that out, they would either kill me or they would put me in a prison till the end of my days. The other part of my job, however, was to get rid of information. This could be minor information or it could be a complete database. depending on what my client wanted to get rid of course. People paid me great money to do so. For like 3 years I've been doing this successfully. I learned the small tricks on how to get rid of information. I had people that taught me all different kinds of aspects on the job. I'm well trained and I know what I'm doing. However, there is now a case that is kicking my ass. I made a mistake. It was a pretty minor mistake if you ask me, though the consequences are severe right now. Honey, listen, what I'm about to tell you is inside information on this job. Just so you know what is happening. About a year ago I was hired to get rid of information. At first I didn't think too much of it. I would be breaking into a database, deleting important files, and I would leave again. A quick in and out job, nothing that I hadn't done before. Only when I looked into the case I understood the severity of it. There is a research center. It's not a well-known one, but it exists. It goes by the name of Intellect Technologies. The researchers are doing research about, I believe, intelligence. I didn't really understand anything of what they wrote down, but my assignment was to get rid of 5 different documents. Those documents contained very important information about the research they were doing. It meant that the research would be declared invalid if they did not have these documents. The research on its own was shady, but valid enough that it would get a pass. I went to the research lab and observed the building, the people, everything. Soon I found out what the weak spots were and when I could enter. After 2 weeks of observing, I went in, and getting into the database was easy. I got the passwords with the assignment, so deleting the files wasn't a problem. I deleted them without much trouble. However, I messed up. Not with the files, because these were gone, but there was a test subject. One that I didn't know about. The test subject seemed to have a conscious mind. When I was inside at the computer, the test subject opened their eyes. It turned its head to me and it looked at me. I would say that it was a human, however, it had something that made them look weird. And I cannot describe it, but the way that they looked out of their eyes, it creeped me out. And they looked at me, and they noticed me, and when they noticed me, I saw them looking at me while they mouthed the words, "Gotcha." It was as if a robot took them over or something. Their movements weren't fluent like ours are. It was then and there that I knew that I fucked up. I of course left as fast as I could. I wasn't equipped to murder a test subject. Besides, that would raise a lot of suspicion with the researchers. The next day the researchers found out what happened. Eventually they managed to get information out of the test subject about my appearance, and right now they are still looking for me. After this whole thing happened, I moved. I moved as far away as I could. I changed my appearance in the hope that it would help, and until now it did. Only recently I heard that they are still looking for me, and that they really went for it this time. I know that I am a loose end to their research, as well as the person that deleted important files. Of course they're gonna look for me. I probably told you where to find this tape, and you finding this tape means that I have been caught by the researchers. Right now I need you to do the following. I wrote an address on this tape. You have to send this tape to that address right now. After that you need to move houses. Move away as far as you can. In the envelope that you found is a bank card with money. That should get you started in a new place. Buy a house, find a job. I know you can do it. And please, please don't stay where you are right now. It's not safe for you. Oh fuck. Oh no. Okay, so there's people near my apartment right now. I can hear them and they sound mad. I know that they're here for me. I really have to go right now. Please take care of yourself. Oh shit!